excuse me, nobody really talking about this. So apparently Michigan State quarterback, ex head coach, Mel Tucker. I didn't know he's from Cleveland. Remember he lost his job because of some of a woman making some claims, but apparently her lawsuit, got thrown out, and those allegations seem to be false, right? So I'm gonna let this video run. I think this needs to be talked about honestly. So I finally got some time around to it. I want to do it justice from the desk and not from the car. But let's go.
Now, if you don't know who Mel Tucker is, just this him. He was a football coach at Colorado, Michigan State, very successful. Then he signed a 10-year, $95 million contract. And then he got caught up, right? Got accused of SAing a woman, but not just any woman. This woman right here, her name is Brenda Tracy. Now, if you don't know who Brenda Tracy is, it doesn't surprise me. Brenda Tracy is a sexual assault advocate. She goes around all across the country, sometimes I think even believe all around the world, advocating specifically to football teams about what you do and what not to do with women as far as sexual assault, not making them feel comfortable, et cetera, et cetera. Because Brenda Tracy was assaulted when she was in college. And so her plight is to, teach football players and teach teams and teach young men to, be careful when they're working with women. Well, that's where Mel Tucker comes into play, because Mel Tucker, as you see, brought Brenda Tracy to Michigan State when he was the head coach to speak to his team, to speak to his players. And then after that, Mel Tucker claims that him and Brenda developed some sort of relationship where he wanted to hook up with Brenda. Now, let me remind you, Mel Tucker is married, right? Like, he's a married man. But Brenda said it's not what it went down. Brenda said Mel Tucker harassed her, sexually assaulted her, and reported it to the media and reported it to Michigan State. And that cost Mel Tucker his job. It also cost him $80 million, roughly, because that was what was left on his contract. But in the last few days, the courts have dismissed Brenda Tracy's lawsuit against Mel Tucker, saying the courts couldn't find evidence that he ever sexually assaulted her. I forgot to mention that, she also sued Mel Tucker, and that he never sexually assaulted her. Now, a few years ago, Mel Tucker's lawyers released a slew of text messages that essentially from Brenda Tracy, and not just the ones to Mel Tucker, but also to text messages to one of her friends that essentially said she wanted Mel Tucker to finance a documentary for her, and that she thought his text messages were kind of doing too much, and so she wants him to finance a documentary for her. When he decided he didn't want to finance that documentary, that's when she texted her friend, well, I guess the only way to make him pay is with his money. And so that is when she wanted him to pay her some money. She reported it to MSU, and then all of this kind of ensued. And so, yes, Mel Tucker, to a certain extent, has been vindicated. He is currently in a lawsuit with Michigan State to get that $80 million because Michigan State fired him with cause. Their investigation said, yeah, he did sexually assault her, and we're going to fire you with cause, and we're going to keep your $80 million. And so Mel Tucker is currently in court fighting Michigan State for his $80 million. Will he ever get that? I don't know. Kudos to Mel Tucker for getting vindicated, but this just goes to show you, man, it's never worth it. It is never worth it. You are a married man. It's best to keep it in your pants and just to stay on your job, because it could potentially have cost you $80 million. My name is Jeff Lights Jr. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
So shout out to Jeff, bro. I agree with everything he said. He's exactly 100% right. You gotta have discipline, man. You gotta have discipline, married or unmarried or not married. You have to have discipline. You gotta have discipline. If you don't have discipline with as a man, you ain't a man. You can't have discipline with your private area around women. You ain't a man. I'm telling you that right now. Multiple women bring problems. So I'm saying that in his case. I'm just saying in general, you think it's all cool to messing with 3 or 4 different women, 2 women, you think it's fun again. It's not. It get old really quick, bro. Think about you get 2 of them, you get 2 of them pregnant. Or you think you got 2 of them pregnant. That's enough stress to kill you right then and there. That's enough stress to kill you right then and there. You don't want that situation. Honestly, you don't want that. So it's just a different ball game. You feel like you got money. The thing about a lot of y'all didn't get money. Y'all didn't get money because y'all didn't get money first because it would have been tragic. God, it's tragic. But you deal with the women first, and then you learn you learn what the money was like. Learn to deal with the women, bro. Like you like I said before, every experience you gonna have with a woman ain't gonna be the best experience. Ain't gonna be the best sex you ever had. None of that stuff. Like you just you take it down, and then after you take it down, it's like okay, I took it down. I don't feel no type of way. Now she caught feelings. Like I said before, even let's just take the scenario out if he wasn't married. Dealing with this woman, she still could have did the same thing, bro. Now she extorting you. She's extorting you. Didn't matter if you're a wife or not. She extorting you. So I don't really understand. Like, at the end of the day, get it out your system while you're young. Once you figure it out, most women ain't really nothing beyond. And most of the sex is just sex. It ain't the best sex you ever had in your life. It's not. You ain't missing out on nothing. Let it go. Most of these women they cut these thirst traps, especially you keep women that's broke around you, they set these thirst traps to get you. Just to extort you, bro. This is why I'm not really an advocate of one night stands or you deal with women without vetting them, knowing their background. A lot of times you talk to a woman about 20, 30 minutes in person, you know what it is. So, but yeah, a lot of men never said no to a woman that has sex to a woman. Never. They never. He had the text messages to defend himself. A lot of dudes have never turned down pussy. They can't. If you that type of dude, bro, you're gonna be in for a lot of heartache, bro. You're gonna be in for a lot of heartbreak, man. Honestly. Honestly, man. Listen to me, bro. Listen to me. Listen to me. A lot of these women, they set these thirst traps. They set these little thirst traps up. They set these thirst traps up for you to bite, and then they lie. They lie. They lie. They lie. And they know people gonna believe all women. And they need to give him his money back because he didn't do nothing wrong. I ain't gonna say he did nothing wrong, but what they accused him of doing, he didn't do it. He need to get his money back. But at the end of the day, discipline costs you $80 million. And if you're gonna play like that, don't play at the workspace. Don't, man. Look, man, dude, you're gonna play like that, man. Keep your pocket knife in your pocket. How about that? But if you're gonna do that, pay a bitch professionally, that a true escort, and keep it moving, bro. Respectfully, man. Get a true escort and keep it moving. But a lot of these women is gonna do what they gotta do to survive. But I hit the link description. Hit the link description. Hit the link trees. The first link there. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch. Join the Patreon. I appreciate the love, support. Check out the Real 101 playlist, music entertainment playlist. Peace.